A lot of people outside Spain think cannabis is fully legal here, but the reality is actually much more complex than that. Spain has a very different relationship with cannabis compared to places like England, especially because of the existence of private cannabis clubs and the way cannabis laws have developed over time. One thing that's important to understand is that cannabis is not technically fully legal in Spain in the way many people assume. The laws exist within quite a complicated grey area, particularly around private consumption and private associations. Over the years, cannabis clubs became widely known across parts of Spain, especially in places like Barcelona and the larger cities. The original idea behind many clubs was based around private adult associations where members collectively associated in a private space rather than cannabis being openly sold in ways people might imagine with a commercial dispensary. Having run a cannabis club myself for several years, I've seen firsthand how misunderstood the Spanish system often is, both by tourists and by people outside the country looking in from abroad. Some people imagine cannabis clubs are completely unregulated and that cannabis is simply legal everywhere in Spain, but the reality is much more nuanced than that. Different regions have approached cannabis clubs differently over the years, and the legal situation has continued to evolve and change. I also think it's important to say that not all cannabis clubs are the same. Some clubs genuinely try and focus on community education, harm reduction, and responsible adult use, while others become far more commercialized as cannabis tourism increased. One of the reasons Spain became such an important part of the wider European cannabis conversation is because for many years it represented one of the few places where alternative cannabis models were visibly operating in real life. But despite that, the legal landscape around the clubs in Spain has never been completely simple or fully secure, and there have been many legal challenges and many changes over the years. Eventually, I'd like to make a video comparing the cannabis clubs systems in England and in Spain, because both systems have positives, negatives, and very different approaches to cannabis culture and regulation. For me, personally, having experienced both UK activism side and Spanish cannabis club side, it's been very interesting watching how cannabis conversations have evolved across different countries over time. Thank you.